You have to log in there plusstudents.com. You have to log in. Have to use your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 7 and then click on view all lessons. So there you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter expressions and properties. And the lessons we're going to cover today are write variable expressions, evaluate linear expressions, evaluate multivariable expressions, and evaluate absolute value expressions. So let's just start with the first lesson. Here I am on grade 7 math. The chapter we are on right now is expression and properties. Let's just start with the lesson that is expression and properties. Let's just start with the first lesson that is write variable expressions. Write an expression for the operation described below. 7 plus u. So which is the correct option? Basically, you are given the expression. You have to write down in mathematical form, right? So just replace the plus is the operation. So replace this with the plus sign, right? So that is 7 plus u. Let's just start with the test questions. Okay, write an expression for the operations described below. Multiply 9 by d. So which is the correct option? Yes, that's the second one. 9 times d is the correct option. Write an expression for the operation described below. 9 plus u. So which is the correct, sorry, 7 plus u. So which is the correct option? Yes, that is option number 1 is the correct option. Write an expression for the operation described below. Divide c by 7. So which is the correct option? The correct option is option number. Yes, 2 is the correct option. Write an expression for the operation described below. Subtract b from 3. So which is the correct option? The correct option is yes, option number 1. 3 minus b is the correct option. Write an expression for the operation described below. 5 divided by p. So which is the correct option? Yes, that is option number 1. 5 divided by b is the correct option. Write an expression for the operation described below. Subtract 4 from b. So which is the correct option? Yes, that is b minus 4. Option number 1 is the correct option. Divide q by 3. So which is the correct option? That is q divided by 3. Option number 1 is the correct option. Write an expression for the operation described below. Q divided by 2, which is the correct option? Yes, that is option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is write variable expression word problems. You have to do word problems on your own. The next one is evaluate linear expressions. Let's just start with the next lesson. Evaluate the linear expression for h equals 5. The expression is h plus 8. You have to evaluate it for h equals 5. So you need to replace the variable with the value, right? You are given h equals 8. So simply replace h with a value that is 8. So here you have 8 plus 5. Then you have to evaluate. The answer is 13. Got it? The correct option is 13. Let's just start with the test questions. Evaluate the expression for d equals 5. You need to evaluate 3d. 3d means you have to evaluate 3 times d, right? So replace the d with the value 3d. That is 3 times 5, right? 3 times 5 is 15. So the correct option is 15. Option number 2 is the correct option. Evaluate the expression for h equals 4. So which is the correct option? You have to do 3 times h. So which is the correct option? Very good. 3 times 4 is 12. So the correct option is 12. Evaluate the expression for h equals 5. So you have to evaluate h plus 8. So replace the h with the value. That means you have to do 5 plus 8. So the correct option is yes, 8 plus 5 is you need to add, right? 8 plus 5 is replace the 8 h with the value of h is 8. So 8 plus 5 is 13. The correct option is option number 2 is the correct option. Got it? Okay, the next one is evaluate the expression for q equals 5. You have to do 15 plus q. So the correct option is you have to replace the q with a value. So 15 plus 5 is, yes, 20. It is the correct option is 20. Option number 2 is the correct option. Evaluate the expression for t equals 5. You have to do 4 times t. Yes, 4 times 5 is 20. The correct option is 20. Evaluate the expression for t equals 11. 15 minus t. So which is the correct option? Very good. 15 minus 11 is 4. The correct option is 4. Evaluate the expression for t equals 4. Sorry, x equals 4. The expression is x plus 4. So which is the correct option? Very good. You have to add 4 plus 4 is 8. The correct option is 8. Option number 1 is the correct option. Evaluate the expression p equals 0. 5p, which is the correct option? Yes, that is 5 times 0 and 5 times 0 is 0. The correct option is 0. Evaluate the expression for w equals 3. 3 times w. So which is the correct option? Yes, that is 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. It is the correct option is 9. Evaluate the expression for n equals 4. So which is the correct option? Very good. 8 it is. 2 times 4 is 8. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. And the next lesson is evaluate the expression. The next lesson is evaluate multivariable expressions. Multivariable expression means you have more than one variable involved. Just look at the example. Evaluate the expression for k equals 5 and m equals 2. So in the equation, you have more than one variable involved, and also you are given the value of of both the variables. You are given k equals 5 and m equals 2. So simply replace the variables with the value like we did with the earlier lesson, and then you have to evaluate them, right? So k equals 5 and m equals 2. So that would be 5 plus 2. You have to evaluate, and 5 plus 2 equals 7. The correct option is 7. Let's just start with the test questions. Evaluate the expression for g equals 4 and h equals 2. So you are given two of the variables and their values. So simply replace the variable with the values and you have to evaluate, right? So you have g equals 4 and h equals 2. So that is g minus h. G is 4, h is 2. So 4 minus 2 is, yes, 2 it is. The correct option is 2. Okay, very good if you have already done. The correct option is 2. Then that is another practice for you, right? Evaluate the expression for s equals 2 and t equals 4. You have to evaluate it for s plus t. So which is the correct option? Yes, you simply have to add s is 4. Sorry, s is 2 and t is 4. Replace the variables with the values. So you simply have to add 2 plus 4 is 6. The correct option is 6. Option number 1 is the correct option. Evaluate the expression for g equals 5 and h equals 12. So which is the correct option? The correct option is 12 plus 5 is 17. The correct option is 17. Evaluate the expression for x equals 3 and y equals 14. The expression is x plus y. So which is the correct option? The correct option is yes, 14 plus 3 is 17. Option number 1 is the correct option. Evaluate the expression for y equals 5 and z equals 3. So which is the correct option? The correct option is yes, 15. It is option number 2 is the correct option. Evaluate the expression for u equals 8 and v equals 2. So which is the correct option? That is 8 times 2 equals 16. Option number 1 is the correct option. Evaluate the expression for j equals 1 and k equals 2, which is the correct option. Yes, that is 2 plus 1. The correct option is 3. Evaluate the expression for w equals 3 and x equals 3. So w minus x, which is the correct option. That is 3 minus 3 equals 0. The correct option is 0. Evaluate the expression for n equals to and p equals to. So which is the correct option? The correct option is 2 times 2 is 4. Option number 1 is the correct option. Yes, that is 8 times 2 is 16. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just move on to next lesson. And the next lesson is okay, the next one is evaluate absolute value expressions. So first thing you need to learn is absolute values. What are the absolute values, right? For example, you have a number like this. Your the question is what is the absolute value of -7, right? These two lines means you have to evaluate the absolute value. Absolute values are always the positive values, right? So the correct option is 7. Look at the example. You have to evaluate the expression for f equals -7. -9 plus -7. Replace f with a value, right? So the value of the absolute value of -7 is 7. And -9 plus 2 is -2. So the correct option is -2. Got it? Okay, let's just start with the test questions. Evaluate the expression for g equals 1. Absolute value of 1 is 1 because 1 is already a positive number. And yes, 1 minus 10 is -9. Option number 1 is the correct option. Evaluate the expression for b equals -4. So which is the correct option? That is, yes, +7 it is, right? -3 and -4 makes -7, but you have to evaluate the absolute value. So that makes the 7 positive. Very good. Evaluate the expression for f equals -7. So which is the correct option? -2 it is. Option number 2 is one is the correct option. That is -2. Evaluate the expression for c equals 8. So which is the correct option? Yes, that is 8 minus 2 is 6. The correct option is no, you have to do 8. So 8 minus 2 is 6. Option number 2 is the correct option. How 10? 6 it is. Evaluate the expression for y equals -10. So which is the correct option? Yes, -4 it is. The correct option is -4. Evaluate the expressions for j equals 5. So which is the correct option? Yes, 4 it is. The correct option is 4. Evaluate the expression for t equals 8, -8 plus the absolute value of t. -2. It is option number 2 is the correct option. Evaluate the expression for d equals -5. So which is the correct option? That is -3. Option number 1 is the correct option. Evaluate the expression for q equals -4. So which is the correct option? Yes, that is 2. Option number 1 is the correct option, right? That is 2. Evaluate the expression for j equals 3. Yes, option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 7 math. The chapter we were working on is expressions and properties. The lessons we have covered today are right variable expressions, evaluate line linear expressions, evaluate multivariable expressions, and evaluate absolute value expressions. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we did today. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact from it. Or either you can join me in the interactive session that will be daily from 4 and from 9 to 10. So that's all for today. If you have any question to the lessons we have just finished, you can please ask. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. Any questions you can please ask if you have any. Questions? No questions? Okay, that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye, everyone.